Pursuing our engineering, we didn't think of starting up, but we were interested to build projects and see if we can solve some problems.
Places.
Falls.
Adyar Falls, which is very close by. There you get a very good look of college.
You want facts? I'll give you facts. Let's change version. Sonic Lamp, I think it is because of my, exposure to good sound system from my dad. So be good engineers. Like obviously, when I say do your job, holidays is meant to do what you enjoy, and for us it was building stuff.
That is one of the moments that is you could never forget.
Want to give to all the engineers out there? Hello, I'm Sahyadri, and I'm sure all of us know you both, but for formality's sake, I would like you both to introduce yourselves.
Sure. I'm Navajit. I'm the co-founder of Sonic Lamp, born and brought up in Mangalore.
Hello, I'm Jagat, co-founder of Sonic Lab. I'm born and brought up in Madikeri, Kodagu.
So I'll start with the first question. What inspired you to start Sonic Lab, and what in college life sparked that idea for you?
So Sonic Lamp, I think it is because of my, exposure to good sound system from my dad. So since my early childhood days, I grew up listening to good sound system. So when I started to be away from my home, I kind of missed that experience. So when we developed the technology, and out of curiosity, we thought of integrating that to a headphone. And when I wore that, prototype, I kind of got a flashback of me listening to my dad's system. So I think that experience is something that, sparked that. And then also seeing people use our prototypes, love the experience, and, there were a lot of interests. Even if it's a prototype, people were willing to, place some pre-order, get us to make a 3D printed unit for them, things like that. And then also when we did a lot of technical benchmarking, we realized that the experience, the quality of sound is much better than what's out there in the market. So a mix of these things kind of, got us to start this.
So how did you manage both startup and academics together?
So I would say when we were pursuing our engineering, we didn't think of starting up, but we were interested to build projects and see if we can solve some problems. And we loved doing that. So we didn't mind staying back. So what we used to do is up to 4:30, 4:45, we were in the academics, right? And then after that, we used to stay back. So there was a workspace where, we could work on our projects. And then in the weekends, we used to work. Even holidays, holidays is meant to do what you enjoy, and for us it was building stuff. So we were in the college itself. So we didn't start up formally, but that experience working on the projects that helped us to build something out. And our first idea was to commercialize that project that we built in the college. What we're building now is different, but it kind of had the roots there. Yeah.
Looking back, was there a moment that you gave up, and what is that one thing that motivated you to stay there?
Yeah, so right around the time when COVID hit, so we were completely confined to our rooms itself. So we were not able to do anything on the headphones or the development of the product. Back then we were at Hubli itself. We were far from our home and we were isolated in our rooms. We were not able to go anywhere and do anything. That time we were also very thin on our bank balance, so we couldn't. We had to survive that and we had to push through. Yeah, so we sort of looking at things what we can do being in our rooms itself with the resources and things that are locally available. So that is when we thought of doing this contactless tap, so that we could generate some revenue and to sustain ourselves during that phase. Yeah, that is one of the strange phase that we had been in.
Okay, back in Sahyadri, who was your favorite senior or who helped you the most?
So I couldn't pick a name because I think everyone because especially I would say when I'm saying seniors, it's the seniors who were part of the group that we were part of working on our projects. So everyone had expertise in each of the aspects. So there's someone who, we could go to for anything around electronics. There's someone who we could go to for anything around firmware. Similarly for mechanical, for workshop related stuff, there's a person. For design, there's a person. So that way, they were always accessible, approachable. We used to learn a lot of things. And when we used to build projects for our own events, they used to also help us. So it didn't feel like we were talking to some outsider. It felt like we were talking to our elder brother or sister. So that's really what, the kind of environment and the kind of relationship that we had. And we still are in touch with all of the seniors who are part of that group. Yeah.
Apart from projects, what did you guys do for fun?
Yeah, so we would occasionally go play crickets together, and we used to travel to my hometown. I mean, I am from Madikeri, so it's known for the scenic places. So we used to travel there and chill out and come back and work. So and also as a team we would go to places like water places. Adyar Falls, which is very close by. Yeah, and also to the hill that is on top of that Adyar Falls, right? So from there you get a very good look of college. So yeah, so we used to do that.
How did you guys save yourself from attendant shortages and all that stuff?
We actually used to attend classes. And when we used to participate in events, at that time our faculties were understanding, and they gave us. So I remember this was probably in 7th semester. I had about 40% or so, because I used to participate in like 2 events. They were very understanding, and they just made sure that there was no shortage. But it was also because we were not bunking classes because we want to just do some random stuff. We were working on projects. So our faculty saw that we were building something, and it was still under the engineering premises. So we were not doing something random stuff. So they were understanding that way, and then they were fortunate enough to set off whatever gap we had in terms of attendance. So didn't have a problem because we're building something that made sense. Yeah.
So for marketing's sake, would you guys like to collaborate with an artist or anything in mind?
Yeah, we as a brand, we are always open to collaborate with artists, anyone who can bring out the experience of a product. Yeah.
Looking back, if you were to choose within placements and entrepreneurship, what would you have choose?
Definitely entrepreneurship, but I think it was the journey that helped us to be in this path, right? There were a lot of cases where we reached points where we doubted whether we took the right choice of starting up, creating our own venture. But I think in the hindsight, at any moment we were better people, not just in terms of our technical competencies, but as people ourselves. The kind of attributes that we gained while we were selling our product, while we were marketing, talking to investors. So it helps you grow your personality and learn a lot of things that is beyond technology. And that characteristics and that elements is something that will not be taught, or you not get the exposure if you're joining a company. So when you build your own, there's a lot of dynamics that you learn, and even the kind of resilience that you build, the characteristics that you build is something that's very crucial, which I don't think we would have developed. Even if you develop it, it'll probably take you 10 years in a corporate environment, but in startup, because you're doing everything there, you're managing a lot of moving things, you end up developing in a couple of years. So I think definitely entrepreneurship. Yeah.
What is one thing you want to say to all the engineers out there?
I would say don't just do engineering, feel engineering.
Thank you so much for your time. You guys have been a true inspiration for all of us.
Thank you.